Hey sweet soul, welcome back to Conscious Lifestyle Coaching. My name is Raileigh Easterling. Today's message is how to actualize and embody your God self, so your higher self, the soul aligned self. And you activate this version of yourself when you are extremely present. So this is not something you can truly go and pursue and make happen. It's going to be in the process and unfolding of you remembering who you really are and aligning with your most spiritual essence that is fulfilling to your soul. That is when you're going to tap into this energy. And this is a dangerous topic to discuss because in the spiritual community, not everyone is of the light. Not everyone is truly channeling divine love and peace and unity consciousness. What I see in the spiritual community is this overinflated ego that can come in when you get too ungrounded of what it means to be a human having a spiritual experience. And we see people who abuse drugs, or really honestly, it's when you abuse too much medicine that it becomes a drug, that I see people's ego get too inflated and they think that they are God, but they're coming from a place of narcissism, of over entitlement, of really delusion. And they forget that we are all God. And it's a dangerous place to be when someone gets to that point because they think they are invincible, that they have no more shadow work to do, that there's nothing for them to be held accountable for. And that is when you see people really play with their life and test God. So if you're on the spiritual path with me and you're exploring this topic with me, we're not talking about that kind of actualization of the God self. We're talking about a more humble and surrendered path of discovery. So you're on this spiritual journey, you're moving through life experiences, really maybe trying to discover who you are, remember what it is you came here for, and just realign back with the source, with the one. So you recognize that there is a higher God beyond you, and that there is God energy in every single human being, that they have the potential to actualize themselves. Now, it is when you are most present in your life. So the desire for something, it's still there, but it's not your priority. You're just trying to live in peace. You're trying to hear and converse with God. You're in prayer. So many people will be on spiritual sabbaticals or spiritual quests and journeys, and maybe taking some type of plant medicine in a non-abusive way. They are on a vision quest to meet God, speak with God, and then take that energy, to take that download in that soul remembrance and activate it in one's life. And it can be a very humble experience because we can't always expect or create or predict for ourselves how that lifeline is actually going to turn out for ourselves and what God actually wants until we totally get out of the way. So there is no ego. You're not trying to manipulate God or manipulate others to think that you are more godly. Again, you are in tune with a very, very natural, deeply present part of yourself, where it's not materialistic, it's not rooted in identity or in a title. It is simply you existing. And it's a very creative process as well. And oftentimes we don't perceive that's what's happening with our lives. It is usually sometimes in the most stagnant periods of our life that we are actually attuning to the God self. Now, you will know that you are in this period of your life of envisioning, becoming a visionary, before you actually make the change, build the project, make the business, write the book. You are simply perceiving yourself in higher perspectives through the relationships and the journeying with other people. So this is not an isolated event. You may feel isolated in the moments, in that journey, in that sabbatical, but you're actually connecting with a more authentic community. People who see your true self because you have nothing to hide. You're not trying to prove anything. And people don't have former perceptions of who they think you are in their mind. Sometimes it could be strangers that you're developing these relationships with, and they are mirroring back to you. They are telling you, I feel God when I'm with you. I feel this presence of peace and divine love like I've never had before when I'm with you. Thank you. This energy of gratitude starts to completely surround your life. And again, it's a humble experience. You might not be making money. You might not be on a specific pathway of success in the eyes of the world, but you're sharing that godliness through your life without asking for anything in return. And I hope that as you listen to this, you're thinking back to when those moments were where people specifically told you, thank you for what it is you're doing right now, something you said and how you said it, something you created and how you did it. Think back to all those moments people shared that thought with you. And if you're listening still, if you're still resonating with this vibration of this channel and with me today, I want to tell you that yes, you can build and cultivate your life around that exact discipline, the mastery that you've been slowly cultivating in those quiet, mysterious, unknown, unpredictable moments in your life. And there's nothing egotistical about that. It's really coming from a place of deep honor and respect for how God is using you. And if you move with that energy and you go back to and start creating again to produce more of how you made people feel that way, that's going to tap you more into the vibration of abundance and wealth while still remaining spiritual and grounded here on earth. But you are radiating a godliness, a higher frequency. And that is the energy that is the true embodiment we want to see as a spiritual collective on the conscious path. We want to see more people truly do this. They're not chasing greed or money, but they are abundant because that is God. God is natural abundance. We witness that in nature. And you're allowed to embody that and mirror that for your own life. You can receive that. You are receiving that. So this is your calling to create more and to allow that God self, that godliness to continue to operate your life. And it's going to be so beautiful. And yes, people might shame you or judge you along this path, especially when you speak with the rhetoric of the spiritual language that people don't understand. Sometimes it terrifies people who may still be in religion or have been abused by someone in the spiritual community before. But that doesn't mean that you can't take on this mantle, that you cannot join us in this industry, that your voice should not be heard. So help us be a part of this awakening across the globe and create opportunities for other people. If you're watching this, if you're listening, it's not that you need to seek the opportunities or find and discover more. You've been discovering. God's been speaking to you since the day you were born about who you truly are. And now it's just this moment that you have to say yes to it, as I always say, and to start creating and to start sharing and master what it is you are spiritually gifted with. And if you need help of remembering and refining the clarity around what that is, there are so many guides out here to speak with you that you trust. And if I'm that person, please reach out, book a session with me, or send me an email. We'll figure it out together. We will walk this path. And if you're in the professional realm of this, you have to keep going. You may be challenged more and more and more, especially as you ascend, especially when you start receiving worldly success for your spiritual principles. That takes a very strong person And you're allowed to receive team support on that, and that is what I'm also here for. So please let me know if I could be of service to you. And thank you again for opening yourself up to be used as a vessel for divine love here on this planet. And I pray that you continue to allow God to use you, to allow Source to channel through you, to speak through you, to move through you, and that you continue to show people what it means to know that God is real, and that they can access that love here right now and help create a higher dimension here on earth. So thank you again for being a part of this journey. I pray to hear from you. If not, I pray you continue to receive these messages. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace and love.